Thank you and welcome. Today's topic is one of those conversations that not many people like to engage in. In fact, the head in the sand is something that we often see, and that is estate planning. The baby boomer generation over the next 10 or 15 years will be transitioning the largest amount of wealth this country has ever seen transitioned. Already, this transition has created legal battles and challenges to estates. People who haven't prepared correctly are having dying intestate, meaning that the state government virtually steps in and makes a ruling on how an estate is to be distributed. So this little quick podcast is simply a reminder that estate planning is an essential part of our long-term planning and our ensuring that the next generation are not only catered for, but planning is in place to ensure the asset is maintained and secure for them and will provide them with the benefit that would be something that we'd all think is worthwhile. $3.4 trillion is the amount of money that the baby boomers will be transitioning through estate planning over the coming decades. A massive amount of money, a huge amount of wealth. And as I said in previous conversations, that it's the largest transition of assets this country's ever seen. And the reason for that is the baby boomers have really been the golden generation. And by that I mean we haven't had any wars on our own land. We've had 27 years of growth with the odd hiccup, yes, but consistent growth. And we've had consistent wealth creation opportunities. We now have a situation where this $3.4 trillion will be transitioned. The statistics show that in 2 generations, 70% of that money will be lost. Why? Because of poor management, because of poor tax planning, because of fraud, theft, and the like. 3 generations' time, they predict that could be 90%. Well, let's hope that's not correct. So our podcast today is a heads up. Estate planning is not just putting a will in place, closing your eyes and hoping it'll be okay. Estate planning, in effect, should be treated as a succession plan, which is where a business is succeeding or successioning to the next generation to ensure the asset's well managed, to ensure that the asset is going to be working and producing the outcome that the current generation has worked so hard for. Why would you want to build a deck of cards and have it collapse? Through poor planning. It's taken a lot of hard work and a lot of planning to get where we are today. The next responsibility for us is to accept the reality that we need to have in place an education program, not only for ourselves, not only a clear communication of our estate wishes and what we would like to see happen, but also some education, participation and communication to those that will be benefiting from our estate and all our decades of hard work. Why not ensure and put in place a program with your chosen professional support group to ensure that the next generation know what's going to happen, they're on the same page, and they know that when these things do happen and when these assets are available, who to go to, and some understanding of how to manage it. The same as if I was to transition my business to the next generation. I want to make sure they understand how it operates, how to operate it, and what we're trying to achieve, and to ensure a smooth, ongoing service offering to a client. Well, your personal succession is no different. So we're hoping to do some podcasts on this, maybe even a webinar with some estate planning experts to give us some examples, particularly if you've been divorced, got or remarried after being widowed. Those issues really need to be addressed. Otherwise, we're going to create a lot of heartache and pain for others simply because we didn't structure and put in place a process. So today's little podcast is about a heads up. Let's take our head out of the sand for those of us that might be doing that, and let's talk and seek advice from our professional support team to discuss how can we structure, put in place this strategy, how can we communicate it, who can we rely on, and how can the next generation be assured that the support will be in place so that the opportunity of this asset will not be lost to them and their children. So a little heavier today, a little more to the point, but I think an exceptionally important topic. Thanks for listening, and look forward to hearing from those that would like to talk further about this issue. But like I said, we're hoping to do some education and potentially some webinars on the topic as well, because it is an exceptionally difficult topic. It's a complex topic, but it's not a surmountable issue. But even at the moment, more and more law cases are coming up through this estate planning issue, because people, in a lot of cases, haven't planned it, communicated it and put it in place. And that's the last thing any of us want, is to have our assets depreciated due to legal costs, and not to mention the broken relationships that can be part of that. So let's be proactive with our estate planning. That's the message. Thank you.